Sanders, of course, will be in action tomorrow night, the Monday night game against San Francisco. But for the moment, Waters has the edge.
Yeah, that's the NFC title. Of course, Terrell Davis of the Denver Broncos has the overall rushing title pretty much pretty secure.
6:17 remaining. It's the Philadelphia Eagles 29, the Arizona Cardinals 12. Back in Philadelphia, Kenny Albert, Tim Green. The Cardinals with 6 minutes 17 seconds remaining in their season, as it looks as if they will finish 7-9, a 3-game improvement on 95. And Butler's pass is picked off by Aeneas Williams. Aeneas racing down the sidelines into the end zone.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the game, Kenny, and I said Ty Detmer cannot throw that ball unless his receiver has clear separation between himself and Aeneas Williams. Because remember, I said it, if Aeneas is close, he has just an incredible ability to change direction and step in front of those passes. And you see it there. It's Chris T. Jones, and Jones did not have the separation that he needed. Now, you know that when Aeneas Williams is on Irving Fryer, he's been giving him a little bit more of a cushion. But when Aeneas sees 82 instead of 80, he's going to narrow that gap. And Detmer lost sight of who he was throwing that ball near.
65-yard return. Williams' 5th career touchdown and his 6th interception this season. And
now you have to know that the Cardinals are thinking, hey, we could pull one of these last-second wins.
Remember, Butler missed his last extra point, and that could loom large because the Eagles' lead is 10. But had he made the previous extra point, they could have gone for 2 and would have been within 1 score. Back in Philadelphia, if the Eagles hold on to win, they would face the NFC West second-place club should the Vikings lose and they trail Green Bay. If the Eagles win and the Vikings come back to win, which is unlikely because the Packers at last check led Minnesota 31-10, then the Eagles would face Dallas. And if the Eagles lose, they would finish 6th among the 6 playoff teams and would travel to Dallas. And Ray Rhodes, a Texas native, his boyhood dream was to play for the Cowboys, and he's had negative feelings towards that organization ever since his home state club did not draft him. They bypassed Rhodes in the 1974 draft.
But it wasn't so much that they didn't draft him, was that they told him the day before the draft that they weren't going to draft him.
Right, they sent Ray Rhodes a telegram indicating that they would draft him, but instead he went to the Giants. And we are told Jacksonville has won. They have defeated Atlanta 19-17, so the Jaguars are headed to the playoffs, unless, of course, that Kansas City-Buffalo game finishes in a tie. At last check, it was 13-9, so a tie seems unlikely. And now it's a final, 20-9 victory. So the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills will play next weekend. They will both be in action while the Kansas City Chiefs season is over. And the Indianapolis Colts are in as well. Ricky Waters with his 7th 100-yard game of the season. Eric Hill makes the stop, and they continue to go at it.
Eric Hill, he's going to, oh man, he hammered Ricky Waters on that play, and Waters doesn't like it. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, that's Ricky Waters, though. Ricky Waters doesn't understand that Eric Hill doesn't give a doggone what if he's going to the Pro Bowl or not. Eric Hill's out there to hammer people. And he likes to hammer Ricky Waters because he doesn't respect him anyway. He told us yesterday, he said, hey, I don't think he's a very tough runner. I'd like him to come up the middle. I mean, there you see it. He hammers him, drives him into the ground, and says, yeah, that's me. Oh, now it turns out that Eric Hill headbutted him. So Hill got a little excited there, and really something that he shouldn't do was a headbutt. So you really can't blame Ricky Waters for going after Eric Hill, because that's not, you know, that's not necessary.
And so just timeout called by the Cardinals, stopping the clock with 5:41 remaining.
Yeah, Eric Hill's lucky that the officials didn't see that, because they certainly would have thrown a flag if they saw him headbutt Ricky Waters after he was already down. But Hill doesn't like Waters. I mean, that's just a fact. He doesn't like him, and he doesn't think very much of him as a football player.
Waters actually lost yardage on that play, so he goes back under the 100-yard mark. He was at 100, now back to 98. It's Charlie Garner this time.
And the Arizona Cardinals, Kenny, I mean, they're playing to win this game. You can see it in the intensity of this defensive front. These guys are hammering the Eagles. Eagles have dominated this game up front, but all of a sudden Arizona's smelling a win. They're sniffing a win.
Remember that comeback the last time these teams met, led by Boomer Esiason. And they defeated the Eagles 36-30. Boomer threw 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns in that game.
That's right. And now Boomer's only a few yards away from picking up that $100,000 that we talked about. And the defense is saying, hey, we're going to do our part, shut the Eagles down, and give our offense another chance. Look at Swan. I mean, you think these guys aren't playing to win this game? You think it doesn't matter to them? Fourth quarter of a game when they're not going to the playoffs? Watch Swan. Watch him just blast right through the line of scrimmage there, right over the top of Raleigh McKenzie to make this tackle in the backfield.
The Cardinals trailed 29-6 early in this fourth quarter. It is now 29-19, and they will get the ball back. Marcus Dowdell follows it, but it goes out of bounds, so the Cardinals will start from their own 46-yard line, a 34-yard punt by Tom Hutton. Well, he was one of pro football's stars until an accident on the field left him completely paralyzed. No one thought he had a chance of recovering. This is the true story of how he came back. Rise and Walk, the Dennis Byrd story on the Fox Tuesday night.
That's really a good movie, too. I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't, you really should. I mean, it's a very touching story about a wonderful guy, too. Dennis Byrd and his wife, and of course retired now from football. But it's an excellent story, and they did a nice job making the movie.
Well, you saw Green Bay has defeated Minnesota 38-10. As Esiason looks to the sidelines, Tampa Bay over Chicago 34-19. Carolina with 3:40 remaining, leading Pittsburgh.
And what you're seeing Boomer Esiason doing is he's getting the ball, or trying to get the ball, to Anthony Edwards and Marcus Dowdell, because the Eagles have said, all right, we're going to close down Moore and Sanders, your top receivers, with a couple of guys. So Esiason going to the backup guys.
Esiason on second down. That is only catch number 3 for Larry Centers. He has the first down, 4 shy of 100 receptions.
And that play right there is indicative of what Larry Centers did last week against the Redskins, because he caught some underneath passes from Kent Graham and made some incredible first downs with just endless effort on the part of Larry Centers. He won that game last week almost single-handedly.
The Cardinals with no timeouts remaining as they pick up some more yardage with Anthony Edwards, the former Eagle.
Now, the last time these two teams played, the Eagles enabled the Cardinals to work the ball down the field and get their receivers out of bounds. Emmett Thomas will not let that happen now.
4 wide receivers. Catch number 4 by Centers.
I mean, he just never stops. Larry Centers is like a character out of a horror movie. You know, you'd seem like you got him down, and all of a sudden, there he comes. He keeps going. He keeps coming back. You really have to put a lot of guys on Larry Centers to make sure he's tackled and down.
There is catch number 5, number 98 on the season. So the game within the game as they look to get Larry Centers to 100.
Right, but the game within the game for the Eagles defense right now is to make sure that the receivers do not get out of bounds and the clock continues to run.
Esiason slings it downfield, intended for Rob Moore, so the clock stops. It will be 3rd down and 5.
I tell you, those defensive linemen up front have got to be exhausted. There, Mike Mamou is coming off the side. They've got to roll those defensive linemen in and out of there. Now they got a linebacker in there as well. Those guys have got to be exhausted, rushing 3 against 5.
Centers with 90. Nope. Could not hang on. That would have been catch number 99, setting up 4th down and 5. So the field goal unit will come out. The Cardinals need 2 scores. So Butler will attempt